Okay, good afternoon. First of all, I want to just thank everybody for your patience. I apologize it's taken this long, but Mayor Turner, as always, is here with us. It's been a rough day in the city of Houston. It's been one of the worst days I think we've seen in a while. And sadly, we've lost somebody today with the Houston Police Department. I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Turner, and now I'll go ahead and talk about our incident. Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. And let me just echo what the Chief just said. It is another rough day. This has been a rough year. 2020 has just been a rough year. Just recently, I was talking with a number of mayors across the city cities are experiencing a great deal of violence. But let me just say, this one again hits home. This incident again involves another one of our finest Houston police officer, Sergeant Sean Rios, who's been with the city of Houston for 24 years as a police officer. 24 years. And as I've asked this city in the past, I'm going to ask again. And that is, I'm going to ask this city to pray for Sergeant Rios' family, for his children, for his parents, for other relatives, and I know Chief will say, who are members of HPD. So I'm asking the city to pray for this family, to lift them up. And then I want the city to pray for the police officers, the 5,300 that are on the force. Just had an opportunity to talk to some of them. They too are in a great deal of pain right now. So I want the city to pray for the police department. And then I want people in this city to pray for this city. Okay? Because this has been a crazy year. People are going through a whole lot, experiencing a whole lot. A lot of things are happening on our streets. Okay? A lot of people who are on edge. So I just want people to pray for our city, that people will kind of calm down, bring the emotions down, and bring the violence down. Because this is a tragic case, and it's just been a very rough year in our city. Okay? So I don't care how much overtime we put out there. People also have to assume some personal responsibility for what's happening in our city. So let me just pause, and then Chief Acevedo can provide you more details.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you always for being with us and for your support. It's pretty ironic that while you were having a press conference talking about your commitment to the safety of this city, of the people of Houston, your commitment not just in word but in deed, and you're actually granting us more resources to combat violent crime as it relates to domestic violence and mental health issues. And I want to tell you on behalf of all of us, it's been a tough year. It would have been a lot tougher without your support, not just for us, but for the people we serve. So thank you, because today has been a rough day. So this afternoon at about 1:30 p.m., citizens called the Houston Police Department Communication Center and reported shots fired in the C900 block of the North Freeway, which is right here, with cross street of Stubner Airline that you're all standing beside. At 1:35, units arrived. What occurred is really under investigation. It's a very fluid, dynamic situation. We do have some leads, but what's happened is that for unknown reasons, the sergeant that we lost, Sergeant Rios, Sean Rios, who engaged a suspect in a gun battle here at this location. After being shot, he actually ran to the motel about 50, 75 yards away. He ran into the office to seek help, where he collapsed. HFD immediately responded, and sadly he was pronounced deceased at the scene. Sergeant Rios is 47 years old. His first name is Sean, S-E-A-N, Rios, R-I-O-S, 47 years of age. He was a 25-year veteran of the department. Sadly, he leaves behind 4 children, ages 17, 14, 12, and 9, his parents, his brother, and 2 cousins that are members of the Houston Police Department, detectives on the Houston Police Department. We actually have, working this case very rigorously. We have some leads, and to the suspect and suspects involved, we have a 4-door Mercedes-Benz blue in color and a black pickup. We've already recovered what we believe to be the Mercedes-Benz already been recovered by the police department. So I'm now speaking to the suspect and suspects. We are going to catch you. We are coming after you. We're going to capture you. So do yourself a favor and turn yourself in, because we are going to catch you. We've got leads. We've got leads that I'm not going to talk about, but we have leads and we're going to catch you. And the best thing you can do, if you know this person, is have them turn themselves in or call the police so we have no more bloodshed. If you are rendering assistance to this individual or individuals, you are committing a crime. And so have them turn themselves in, turn yourself in, because we are going to solve this case. We have notified the family members, members of the Houston Police Department Family Assistance Unit are with the family. You know, media, sooner or later you'll figure it out. Please give the family some space. They really want to be alone today, which is understandable. You've got 4 young kids that have lost their father on his way to work. He was assigned to the airport, and he was on his way to his 2 o'clock shift when he got involved in this shootout here, as I described earlier. Anyone having information, please call Crime Stoppers or call HPD Homicide, or if you don't know what to call, just call 911 and tell them you have information. Come forward with information. We know that our number one force multiplier is the public. With that, we've got our Special Investigations Unit out here. We've got crime units all over the city looking for the suspect or suspects. And we've got, obviously, our Internal Affairs Unit, our tactics unit from the academies here. Everyone's here doing what they do, which is try to, obviously, do everything we can to catch this suspect, and secondly, look for any lessons learned on how we can learn from this tragedy to try to prevent them in the future through training and/or policy, if applicable. Unfortunately, as police officers, you all know that we respond to the resistance and to the actions of suspects, and we're in a reaction mode. So, sometimes no matter how much we train or what our policies are, we're normally at a disadvantage. This is obviously the 4th line of duty death of our department since December 7th of last year, and 3 of those line of duty deaths have been sergeants that were killed by gunfire, and 1 was Officer Jason Knox, who we all know died in a helicopter crash. And so let me do Spanish really quickly, and then I'll open up the questions, but realize that this is a very fluid, ongoing situation. I won't have much more information to provide. Así que esta tarde, como la una, primero quiero darle las gracias al alcalde Turner, que para mí fue algo muy triste, que como a las 3 p.m. el alcalde estaba teniendo su conferencia de prensa hablando dándonos más repuestos, más oficiales, más apoyo para tratar de combatir el crimen y la violencia doméstica y los problemas con la salud mental aquí en esta ciudad. Es un alcalde que lo apreciamos tanto porque nos apoya no solamente en palabras, pero nos apoya con sus acciones, y por eso le tenemos un gran afecto y cariño a nuestro alcalde. Pero esta tarde, como a las 1:30 p.m., el Departamento de Policía de Houston recibió una llamada de testigos que había un tiroteo aquí en esta área, en el 79 bloque del Freeway Norte, el 45, y la calle Stubner Airline, donde están aquí parados los miembros de la prensa. Desgraciadamente, un sargento de la policía de Houston estuvo un tiroteo con un sospechoso, y cuando le metieron balazos, fue corriendo a un motel que está aquí, buscar ayuda, auxilio, y desgraciadamente se desmayó por los balazos. Llegaron los bomberos de la ciudad de Houston y desgraciadamente no pudieron salvarle la vida. Estamos buscando, pensamos que uno de los vehículos, que era un Mercedes-Benz de 4 puertas de color azul, pensamos que ese vehículo ya lo tenemos en las manos de nuestro departamento. Y también estamos buscando una troca negra, pero no tenemos camioneta negra, pero no tenemos más información. Al sospechoso mató desgraciadamente el sargento Sean S.E.A.N. Rios, de 47 años de edad, 25 años de servicio, trabajando por el departamento de policía. Deja cuatro niños de 17, 14, 12 y 9, sus mamá y papá, su hermano y 2 primos que son detectivos en el departamento de policía de Houston. Al que sepa algo de este incidente, por favor, llame al Crime Stoppers o llame a la policía de Houston o marque el 911. Pero al sospechoso o al que conozca al sospechoso, si tenemos suficiente información y tengo con una gran confianza, te vamos a encontrar, te vamos a buscar y te vamos a llevar a la justicia. Si eres inteligente y quieres a este sospechoso, que se brinda inmediatamente a la policía de Houston. Y si usted lo está dándole auxilio, usted está cometiendo un crimen, un gran delito y va a ir preso. Pero sí tengo muy gran confianza que lo vamos a encontrar. Si tiene información, por favor, llámenos. Aquí tenemos unidades de las investigaciones especiales de la policía de Houston. El fiscal está aquí y también nuestros colegas en el Houston Science Forensic Center que están aquí también. Con eso, la investigación va a continuar. Pero les suplicamos que por favor recen por no solamente el sargento Rios, pero desgraciadamente cuatro otros miembros de nuestra comunidad murieron en homicidios este día. Así que vamos a orar, como dijo el alcalde, para nuestra ciudad y también para nuestro país, porque los homicidios y la violencia en este país este año está muy fea y está subiendo mucho. And so I'll just close in English before I open up the questions. Like the mayor said, it was a rough day here in Houston with 5 homicides, including this one with Sergeant Rios. I know that Mayor Turner and his leadership role, working with the U.S. Conference of Mayors and the major city chiefs that I'm privileged to be president of. We just had a conference call today at 1 o'clock talking about violent crime and homicides and how they're up through their significantly increasing across the country and trying to figure out how much of it is COVID related and how much of it is other issues. And so I will just echo what the mayor said. Please pray for the Rios family, for his extended HPD family, and for this community and the 4 families that lost their loved ones today. Because that's 5 families that will be waking up tomorrow without their loved ones, and we should all lift them in prayer. And so with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Can you clarify what, he was on his way to work and he got involved in some sort of altercation with a person in the blue car or the
no, the blue, it's a black truck, not a white. Did you say white truck or black truck?
No, I said, because you mentioned both the blue Mercedes.
Yeah, we have a black pickup truck. We don't have any more details on that we're looking for. As soon as we get more information, we'll put it out. But it was a 4-door blue Mercedes that the shooter was in, that we believe the shooter was in. We believe we have that vehicle. We believe that we have recovered it. We do not know how we ended up here in this exchange of gunfire. That's part of the investigation. It's early on, so we've got a lot of work to do. I can't answer to you how we got to this location, to this point. He was off duty en route to start his shift at 2 p.m. Remember, we got the call, shots fired at 1:30. But when you're engaging, when you're taking police action and you're in a shootout, I think it's safe to say he's taking police action. This is considered a line of duty death. He was not in uniform, no.
So you said the shooter was in a blue Mercedes?
We believe the shooter's in a blue 4-door.
Truck then?
The black truck was with the shooter as well. We have a black truck that's a vehicle of interest. We will put out more information as it becomes available.
Chief, how many suspects?
We don't know. We don't know. We're looking now, trying to see if we have any 911 calls or any other calls. We have recovered Sergeant Rios' cell phone, and we're going to try to exploit that to see through examination and see if there's any evidence there of any type of incident on the freeway.
How many suspects do you believe you're looking for, and where was the Mercedes-Benz found?
I'm not going to talk about where it was found, but it has been located. We're looking for one shooter, and we're looking for that shooter. We're looking for a male Hispanic, mid to late 30s, with tattoos, heavily tattooed.
So just one individual.
That's our shooter, and then we're going to be looking for individuals out of that black pickup truck that's connected to this. But I don't have any more details on that yet. We will put it out.
County Precinct 4.
Say again?
When the shooting happened, were they
No,
all inside? Or outside?
the sergeant was out of the vehicle when the gunfire rang out here, and we don't know there was gunfire prior to getting to this location. That's part of our investigation. We don't know.
And you don't know if
don't have
the
the
dispute happened like on the highway or off the highway?
It happened right here. I told you guys that he got out, and there was a shootout right here, right in this intersection. I mean, right over here. Excuse me, I'm pointing the wrong way. Just to one block, right, 1 block before us.
Chief, you don't know the motive, I guess.
Okay, I've already said that like 3 times.
Chief, sorry for your loss,
Thank
first
you.
of all. And second of all, Precinct 4 is tweeting that the suspect has surrendered to HPD SWAT team. Can you confirm that?
From the time that I walked over here to now, that is news to me. Huh? I know there was a fake tweet earlier that was not a tweet that was accurate. There was an inaccurate tweet.
And Chief, can you run through again his family connection? He had several family members.
No, he has 2 cousins that are detectives here in the department, and he leaves behind 4 children, 17, 14, 12, and 9, his parents, and a brother.
So he has two relatives.
2 cousins. Anything else?
Chief, do you think there's some video around here that might help?
We are looking throughout the area, and again, this is a heavily traveled location. It was at 1:30. There's a lot of people that should have seen this. If you're a witness, please contact Crime Stoppers. Remember that you can do so anonymously. Please contact HPD Homicide or just call 911 if you don't know what to do.
Did the sergeant manage to say anything about the suspects?
No, not to any of us.
Chief, how many areas?
Was the vehicle when he was firing at the soldier?
That's it's right over here. The sergeant was out, and that's part of the investigation.
Have you recovered any weapons?
Yes.
Was he?
That's it. I'm not any more questions. You've had enough questions.
How many
Anything else?
are's are you looking at right now? Approximately how many areas of investigation?
We actually have a dragnet going out throughout the city right now. So we're not going to stop until we catch this guy. And I promise you, if you're watching, we are coming after you. We're going to catch you. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to catch you.
Looking for at least one suspect. And give us a sense.
We're looking for help. Right now, we're looking for a male Hispanic, mid to late 20s, a lot of tattoos, heavily tattooed. That's all I can tell you on the suspect.
Why do you think the 2 vehicles were working together?
That's because we have evidence that indicate that they were working together. Okay? Estamos buscando un sospechoso latino de 20 y pico a 30 años de edad, con muchos tatuajes. De nuevo, si tiene información, marque el 911, llame el Crime Stoppers de Houston, acuérdese que no tiene que dar ni su nombre. Pero si está usted cuidando a una persona que ha cometido este delito, un homicidio, eso es un gran delito. Entréguelo inmediatamente porque puede perjudicarse a usted con las autoridades. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Go ahead, man.
One last thing I want to say, as we pray for this family and the other families that have been affected today, it is important for the community to be actively engaged in preventing a lot of these crimes, or making sure that when people are committing these crimes, that they provide us with the information that they have. It's not just up to HPD to solve these crimes. And so it's important for the people in this city. If you know something, it's vitally important for you to say something. If you know of people who have been out here who have shot and killed people out here, please provide that information to us. All of us must play our part in reducing the amount of crime in our city. It is not just the responsibility of HPD. So thank you. I'll pray for our city.
Yeah, and I could just want to thank HFD again. They've been out. They brought out their vehicle, their support vehicle. Really appreciate all of their efforts, and really we couldn't do it without them. So thank you to HFD. Thank you, everybody.